everyone, it's Juliet. I just got back from a trip to Canada with my family, and there's something that I want to talk about. While we were there, we were traveling with an Asian tour group, which is basically like any other tour group except everyone is Asian, and the tour guide only speaks Chinese. Honestly, I was a little bit embarrassed to be going on this trip just because I thought that everywhere we'd go, we'd attract attention, which I would say is pretty horrible that I would even feel that way. But I mean, it's not completely unwarranted. There was this one time we were driving and we just happened to stop by this dairy farm. We all went into the store and people were grabbing bottles of milk off the shelf. There was only one cashier and she started to get really annoyed because, I mean, no one spoke English. She was trying to tell them how much it cost, and then a lot of times people, instead of grabbing the milk, they would grab the creamer or like the cream cheese, and you can't really drink that, so she was trying to tell them. And she got pretty pissed off pretty quickly just because of the language barrier, of course. She would just be making like all these comments under her breath, thinking that no one would understand, but obviously like I speak English, and I was just standing there like, I don't know. I mean, you could tell it was because we were Asian, not just because we were a whole group of people and she had to deal with everyone and there was only one of her. Then this other lady, white lady, walked in, and the cashier kind of gave her this look like, yeah, I'm sorry about like all these like foreign Asians. Then, like, even though people were waiting in line, she proceeded to just serve her first as like, you know, like a courtesy. I get it, there are a lot of people and it's gonna take a long time, but just on the same token, like, you don't deserve special privileges just because you're white. And anyways, I don't know why she was being so rude. I mean, we were bringing her business and it was like 9 in the morning, like no one else was there except for that one lady. Sorry, we can't control who's there and who's not. Anyways, I just walked out because I didn't want to hear it anymore. And I mean, there really was not much I could do unless I wanted to, you know, like confront her. When I walked out of the store and went to the fruit market, the white lady came over as well. And she just said to the worker, "Oh, I guess you guys have been invaded by China, huh?" Like, really? If it were any other people, all you'd be saying is like, "Oh, look, you guys have a lot of business." But, you know, since we were Asian, she had to just make like that kind of joke. It just really irked me that she had the audacity to say that and think that it was like some kind of in-joke. But thankfully the guy that she was talking to, he just took a moment and he said, no, we welcome them with the. So that was at least a decent way to respond. And I get that they were just words and like they weren't that bad, but at the same time, like, that is a form of racism. It just annoyed me for like hours. Like, I just kept thinking about it. Like, why would you say something like that? I don't understand. I just don't think that anyone should have to deal with that. I'm sorry you're not cultured enough to respect people of different ethnicities, but I mean, not all my experiences were like that. Later on, we went to this bookstore, and the lady in there could tell that some of the tour people could speak like a little bit of English, and you know, she was trying to have a conversation with them, and she just asked like, "Where are you from? Like, what are you guys doing? Like, have you guys been to this place?" I just thought it was nice that she was genuinely trying to learn about us and expand her worldview. I realized that it's not my culture that I should be ashamed of. I don't think anyone should be allowed to put me in that position. I mean, it's really not my problem if other people can't tolerate cultural differences. And it's not my job to try to assimilate to fit in. I guess the message of this is just to try to embrace people of different backgrounds, and instead of judging, try to learn a thing or two about where they come from. I think that's probably one of the strongest ways to evolve as human beings.